Hello, this is a free call from
Charlie.
an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, Greg.
Hey.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
He never texted back, so probably he'll just try to at like 8 o'clock tonight. How are you doing?
Someone's getting slowly talked about. He's playing a game, and then he gets out another 10 minutes of it, and then he'll be right in. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Roman found out how to add friends on his game.
Wow.
And so he was sending out friend requests all day, and people were, I mean, it's not a game that like people can message or anything. It's like you accept it, and then like you can brag on different scores and stuff. And there's this person that's like really good, and Roman is like, he came over to school. Oh, here, wait.
And if you notice that mommy can get diamonds, you're always saying mommy can get diamonds because that's the best that you can get. Well, a new person can get 4 zeros out of 1 5 and get diamonds.
Wow. Diamonds are the best you can get.
Our new person is best. Our new friend is better than mommy.
Really? How's Tim? Is Tim as good as you?
They got
Roman.
5,000. 5,000.
5,000? Is Tim as good as you on that game? Or better?
Wow, I'm a good at crap. I'm not good at this game.
Oh, really?
Good at it. First I got shush.
He is very good at this game, but clearly this is a professional on here.
He's better than Roro?
That's the platinum score, yeah.
He didn't really budget the book.
I know, it's a hard one. They have these songs listed as like normal songs, hard songs, extreme songs, and different scores. He loves his country music. Let's just say that.
That's my man. Dude, I can't wait for him to get his guitar.
I know. I mean, honestly, Charlie is the best thing ever. The best kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I want to get him like a perfect one for Lorna, so he doesn't get frustrated and like, and he like learns to take good care of it.
start it over and sing for daddy. Thank God, I'm a country boy. That's all he can say.
But we're gonna get him like, then we'll get him like some lessons and stuff like that. But we gotta be like, I want it to be fun for him. I don't want it to feel like, oh, you got your guitar lesson, you gotta sit down and like, I want him to like take to it,
I mean, you just have to add the person. They have to accept the friend request, but maybe you can look up his name.
What is his name?
VA4E. Can you type that in?
Can you?
Yes, I'm going to do that for you. And then you click on. Oh, we don't want to do country records now? Okay. V. Okay. Here, where's V? Okay. He went on a friend request spree. He just likes beating people. That's the thing. He likes knowing and having. Well, yeah. You can type it in. Where's V? Very good. A. Wait, hold on. I have to. Okay. A. And then 4. It's going to be 4. And then capital letter C. No, you have to put the E. Oh, there you go. Yep, you got it. Run your question. I don't know how often I take it in. I think they are. So, okay, so you don't know what time you're going to be able to talk to Dan, or even...
I talked to my parents for like 10 minutes, and then like he never responded. So I may just call him on my own and text. Like, hey, I think I got a really good idea. But,
Well, I heard about the deny.
the what?
It's a 1-6 diamond and deluxe diamond 3-6, and they don't have anything else. They're not busted.
Yeah, part of me thinks these are kind of like robots, honey. I don't know if anyone...
You heard about the what?
The motion of the deny for the, I guess, the questioning of jurors.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You heard about the motion deny?
Yeah, there was... I'll bring up the screenshot that I saved.
And was it?
It says,
The motion?
an order, no, not motion. It was order sealing documents sealed, order denying motion to interview jurors.
Okay, so what we did is, I guess we filed the other day a motion that would allow us to have the court investigate the jurors, and they answered.
A motion to under seal, yeah, order sealing, yeah.
So was it us that filed it or someone else that filed it?
The state's response to defendant's sealed motion to interview jurors. Order granting agreed order on defendant. You request motion under seal, order sealing documents, and then order sealing documents sealed under order denying motion to interview jurors.
So the judge says he's denying it, or?
It says date, yeah, star, judge, yeah, it doesn't.
Or the state doesn't want us to.
Order deny motion. It doesn't say state or judge.
I don't really know what this means. Let me tell you something first. More and more convinced. Speaker, I don't want to talk.
You what?
Speaker, am I?
No, of course not.
Tell me if you think I'm lying. I almost feel like I know I am. The media, the time my trial came around, there was no way in hell I was going to get a fair jury. There was I had deaf ears to talk to, because for 6 years, that 6-part series podcast and Dateline 2020, all people heard was a different narrative of what happened, because no one ever from my family ever spoke. Right? So for 6 years, everybody had all these questions. Nobody from the Adelson was talking, and they had all these questions. Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that? Had all these pieces to the puzzle, but they never had any questions, right? They never had any answers. I took the stand. What did Catherine say to me on the stand? You got an answer for everything. Yeah, because I'm telling the truth.
Right.
Real interesting how that works. Telling the truth what happened, the pieces of the puzzle fit together. So let me ask you, don't you think when someone says you have an answer for everything, you can explain all the evidence? Isn't that a definition of reasonable doubt? You have an answer that logically explains everything? That's reasonable
comparable
doubt.
to what they to the other people that they had on the stand. Changing stories, liars.
Yeah, comparable to people with vendettas. All the witnesses have an axe to grind. Right. They really did. Like, they all fucking had an axe to grind. And it became so evident once Dan went up there and started cutting everybody off. He didn't cut up Sanford. Sanford just told what it was pretty much. I mean, he did a little exaggerating with his landline routine, and generally the public thinks landlines are secure. No, it's a better connection. You ever get that cell service somewhere? Get that landline service somewhere. So the point is, like, they only heard one side of the story for 6 years. So they had all these questions that weren't answered. Right?
Right.
I get up there, I answer all the questions, and I told you I had to answer for everything. Well,
You got up there already, like, just like,
I'm told the jurors were not even looking at me when I was up there.
really? I heard a couple of different comments.
But let me ask you this. Once I got up there and I testified, and I did as well as I did and answered all their questions and made sense to Kathleen, what happened to her? She got really frustrated. She had to revert back to them. She got really frustrated, and she got to the point where she needed to know what Bree did for Dave and how old was Bree. You know what that means? I'm going to have to turn this into a pro. You got nothing else to ask me. You got nothing on me. And you're going to go, see, look, you take that one line out of my sentence, you got nothing on me? Like, oh, you must have something to have on it. Like, do you see how you can cut that out of the sentence to highlight it and be like, you say you got nothing on me? He's so cocky. No, it's because I'm innocent. But, like, the point is, like, they had a story that had propaganda fed into their brains for 6 fucking years. None of it made any sense. The girl showed, and you start the story off with the girl drove past 4 liquor stores, drove an extra 10 miles, went to go cut in front of his house, did a quick U-turn and left. Okay, there's your connection. She's showing up the day of the murder. Between her trip to the liquor store and the supposed code word TV, you have something that's very hard to explain. Because you can't explain a coincidence. It's just something that happened. That's what a coincidence is. Unexplainable. But that doesn't mean you're a murderer because of that. If my sister didn't have the email asking her to purchase a bottle of Old bourbon, she would be doing life in prison right now.
No, I know. Yeah.
Do you realize that if someone said, oh, I don't remember asking her to get anything, but the person did ask her and she wrote it down on a sheet of paper, she would be doing life in prison. Because someone would go, there's no fucking way. Like, by the time I got up there to testify, and I don't know if this is true or not, or maybe it's just some person was glancing at it, but like, it looked like a lot of the jurors weren't even looking at me. Usually when those testify, they're staring right at the guy testifying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these jurors, Tallahassee has been poisoned with this idea that this is the way it was done and why it was done, all the motive. Like, no, there was the $1 million offer. Like, not the Hitler Youth costumes. Not the fucking, yes, they wanted her to relocate, but that doesn't mean they killed them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they only had one side of the story. Everybody thought, when you got done listening to that podcast, I didn't listen to it, but when someone gets listening to the podcast, doesn't it lead you to believe, like, these people are 100% guilty?
Wait, you mean over my, no, I never fully listened to it.
No, I tell you. Does it pretty much point the finger severely at the family? My family?
I would assume so, yeah. They may have been guilty at it. And someone coming in saying that they listened to it is pretty much someone who knows about the entire family at this point.
Okay, so then they said they could treat it fairly and not hold it against us. But my point is that when somebody says that they have heard, like they've been tainted by the media, it became a circus-like environment in the court. When we were interviewing jurors, it became a joke. Like, because if if you have 93 people coming in and being so honest to tell you that they can't take care of it, what about all the others that are coming in and lying about it? Like, it's not a normal case where people show up and they're like, oh, let's sit for jury duty. Like, oh, you ever hear? I don't know. Okay. You know, you ever arrested with a felony? You know, ask a regular question. You can sit down and hear both sides. And you hear two equal sides. Like, there was no evidence. Like, if there was evidence, they wouldn't be highlighting emails saying, like, oh, he said he was going to go to the cops, but he never went to the cops. Okay, we'll arrest him for first-degree murder because of him saying that he was going to go to the cops, but he never went to the cops. He said it 27 times, but he never went to warrants. Like, maybe he was trying to say, hey, I'm not sending you off. Like, I need your help. Maybe, like, my parents really did want to go to the police at certain times. Like, you can't take everything out of context and be like, oh, you're guilty of first-degree murder, throw your life away. Yeah, you know, it's my common sense. Like, they're showing, they're taking lines out of my sister's book she read in 2008. I didn't fucking write that book. They're like, why are you reading it?
Nor did you write
the book? Yeah, and why are you questioning them? Like, okay, you know what? She didn't like how it happened. She wrote a book about herself, and one day she planned on leaving. Doesn't mean she did a murder. Like, my mom's telling my sister, go be a jerk to him. He's being a jerk to you. We did a murder. But the problem is that...
mother would.
And the joke is, none of those things were ever even done. None of those things were even looked into.
And they also stated that, too.
So here's the thing. You said that there were people all over the internet when I testified going, holy shit, he's telling me the truth. Holy shit, there's something else that could have happened. Because for 6 years, everybody sat there and they were like, what the fuck else could be your explanation? What on God's earth? What's the explanation for this, right? The problem is 6 years later, I showed up to give the explanation and fell on deaf ears. It's the years of enforcement.
Yeah, unfortunately, the people that I was reading comments from were not one of the 12 that were sitting there.
They could have been. They could have been the 2 and 10 that showed up. But guess what?
No, they were smart. They're lawyers. They're attorneys. I mean, the people I read, like,
right.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I'm saying that they're educated people. Listen, I had educated black people that have money come out. You know what happened to them? They got X'd.
They got X'd.
Yeah. But the thing is like, because the whole population on the whole was poisoned. The couple ones that could think outside the box and have life experience to be strong on, 2 and 10 were taken off the board. Those were the 2 and 10 that would have been good for me. Juror number 15 was ready to acquit me. He was taken off the board. I wanted juror number 15 to be on my jury. The state didn't want him on my jury, so he was going to be a fair shot. Someone who comes in to get a fair shot is going to find it. Somebody who comes in has been poisoned and influenced and listen, and worried about what the community is going to think about them when they go out. When everyone in town knows, when they publish the list of the 12 people on the jury for the Tallahassee Democrat, what are people first going to say? Do you see the problem? Because they go, what is their life going to be like when they go back to the community and they have to tell everyone they found me innocent? Use your common sense. Well, you're basing my life because of my mom's fucking emails? You're basing my life because my girlfriend came over to my house that night on a Friday night? Like, you're basing my life because here's the bottom line. Do you know what happened at my house on the 18th? Were you there? But the problem is you tied everything in with my sister showing up at Danny's house an hour after. I'm going to go, I don't like it too much.
And you had nothing to do with, weren't there. It wasn't you showing up.
No. But if she's showing up, she had to have known. And if she had to have known and been a part of it, then they're saying he had to have known and been a part of it because he spoke to her in the morning. Do you see the jump that You see the jump where I start off 50 points behind in the game?
Yeah.
Because you say, what are the chances of Wendy leaving her house and showing up there an hour after an hour? Miss Kaplan gave you the answer. She couldn't help herself. And you know what? 9,999 times out of 10,000, she's probably right. Like, statistically, she's showing up is because she knew. Guess what? This is a 1 in 10,000. You're wrong. But I can't explain away a coincidence.
Well, not when it comes to you. When you weren't even a part of that, you can't explain, like, okay, how do you expect me to explain while
But
she's...
I spoke to her that morning. My mom spoke to her that morning. So now you got the communications. My mom's making the Best Buy. Like, my mom's making the Best Buy appointment for her. That's because the Geek Squad was under my mom's name because she's the one that bought the TV set for my sister that I gave her. But here's the problem for me. I have an answer for everything. I can explain everything. Nobody wants to fucking listen because their minds were made up by the time they walked in that courthouse that day. It's been on TV. It's been in the newspaper. It's been on radio. It's been on blogs. It's been on podcasts. It's been fucking saturated and been the biggest story in the town for the last 7 years. So they never heard our side. The first time they hear our side, I get up on the stand. What's the reaction to the public? Holy shit, there's another side to this. But you've already had the minds have been poisoned to most people. Most people have already had their minds poisoned. And if you throw in a few coincidences, like the word TV. The word TV is not code for fucking anything, right? And then you throw in the coincidences, you throw in the trip to the liquor store, you throw in what Ryan Fitzpatrick said, you throw in the book, and all of a sudden, you've got so many factors cooking in the pot that it's like, it's a mound of evidence. No, it's a mound of bullshit.
But Charlie, you had 9 years of stirring all of this together.
Stirring it all together. And then here I show up, like, hey, I got an answer for everything. Miss Kaplan said, don't you think
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We got a mound of evidence. You just have an answer for everything. Yeah, because if someone has an answer for everything that's reasonable doubt, it's when you don't have an answer. The only things I can't answer is why the fuck my mom on TV, other than it's probably 15 years ago, a $5,000 TV, $4,000, $3,000, that cost a few grand back then. I wish the guy asked for 50 grand. You know why? Because then it would have been like, this car cost 50, and then there'd be no code. But it showed up 3 times. The joker, the repairman, and then when the
TV code.
When the TV code, when the agent shows up at the house, shows up with my mom.
Right.
3 times around the same subject. It's like, that's like...
But literally, none of those had anything to do with you except for your mom telling you that on the phone. Again, not your words. Like, literally, not one of those things were you present. One, were you, like, there? Were you a part of? Emails. You weren't approached. You don't know the guy. You were called by your mom. Your mom sent the emails. Your sister wrote the book. Your sister was the one that showed up. Your mom made the TV comment. Like, all of these things, Charlie, you never had anything to do. Like, you weren't saying anything. So this is what frustrates me, is all of those things that they wrapped together ended up being a choice for you.
Yeah, and once you have all that other shit floating around, you can't explain that night because you've got the hatred from the fucking book to Tallahassee. The fucking and she changed the kid's names. She left in 48 hours. She got what she wanted. Like, listen, take all that aside. The fucking $1 million offer and what happened to me is what did it.
And that's another guy. Is they're like, oh, well, you paid this amount of money. And you're like, yeah, you made it known. Unfortunately, I know, and I'm sure you have regrets of speaking about that offer and in telling someone, third.
I told a lot of people. It wasn't just one person. A lot of people knew about it.
Right.
But yeah. No, that's
but then they were questioning why they only used for $1/3 and I'm like, isn't it obvious? Because that's exactly what he said. Because that's what he was offering to put in for it. The offer.
Yeah. So they assumed that $1/3
Is there another? I mean, do you think $1/3 what he was offering? They're going to come back for $1 million? No, you were offering $1/3 for that offer.
Right.
Yeah, that offer never would even to them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's because the propaganda of the mass media had already poisoned the pool. And when you have a podcast that asks all these questions and no one's standing there answering, it just builds up so much momentum and hatred. But wasn't it interesting how many people, when I testified, it made me think of it because I got a letter today. I mean, she didn't write much, but just like, I've had a couple letters from people in jail telling me like how they support me and they believe me and they're like holy shit, there's another side to the story. But the jury could never get away from the autopsy photos, the Hitler Youth costumes, and my sister's book, and my sister showing up at the crime scene. Like, that is the amount. Oh, and my best friend Ryan Fitzpatrick even said that. Like, all the little bits and pieces that they wanted to throw away. The temperature in this town is such that any agent would have thrown up. Bubbles would came up every day in midweek.
I know.
Like, it was a great circus. Dan said he's never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it.
Absolutely. Very truly. And I saw a post, and I actually got it deleted because it's by that fancy person. She posted a photo of like 3. One was a photo that I took of you in the pool with Enzo. And you're, I know it was a photo because I have it on my phone. I just literally, I know I took a photo. And then there was a couple of like selfies of Enzo. And she made this whole entire post. And she's like, he's never going to see his dog again. And I did comment on that today. And I said, no, you're right. No.
Don't post anything on that. Please.
No, I'm not. No. I did not post. I posted on her platform, not Instagram. There's nothing to do with Instagram. I posted and I said, no, he's not going to see this dog again because, unfortunately, this dog sadly passed away years ago. What's your point? She deleted it and then texted her and then messaged me and said, I apologize. Old photos.
Well, she wrote a letter.
She what?
But that's
it's so stupid. And I will comment on things like that. It's just, I don't
and I just don't want to talk about it.
Well, I don't like seeing stuff like that and being tagged.
But look, do you agree that the media has been poisoned? Well, like here's a perfect example. The Markells finally get to see the boys. They actually, that's why they waited a week or two, because that date was already set up for the Markells to see their grandchildren, right?
Right.
They're set up to see their grandchildren. I think I told you the story, right?
Yeah, you told me last night, yes.
Yeah, like they saw them for
never hugged,
no hugs, no kisses. They asked them about school. It was awkward as shit, and they left after an hour. So I said, well, how many times have they seen them since? Like, have they, like, that was the first time, but how did it go the other times? I don't know why I thought it was like 3 or 4 times. Maybe it was 3 or 4 Skype calls. Okay, how many more times have they seen the grandkids in 19 months? 0. Okay, how long did Ruth Markel spend at her book signing in Tallahassee? 2.5 hours.
I was about to say 3.
Or 3 hours. So you spend 3 hours at your book signing, But when you're bitching about like not being able to see your grandkid, when you finally do see your grandkid, you spend 1 hour of time and you don't even give them a hug or a kiss. It was almost like they did it so they could show up, but not for like. But let me ask you this: the public thinks that we have a bill in the Florida legislature because there's parents that won't let their grandkids see that. But that's not the case. Right.
No, I'm there.
Yeah. But that's not the case. The only people who didn't want the grandparents to get seen by the grandkids is Danny. With the stupid petitions with the court that we're never going to go anywhere. But then they make it out to be like that's the motive for the showing. He was going to prevent the grandmother motion.
Okay. I think I could. Yeah. Let me talk to Daddy and then I will. Okay. Yeah. All right. You have 10 more minutes, okay? And Mommy will do the songs before we go to bed, all right? I just got a message that Ryan is doing a live interview with one of the YouTubers.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Who got this? Who gave you the message?
June.
Oh my God.
Can I send her a screenshot of the messages that you sent me?
That what?
Can I send her a screenshot of the messages that you sent me?
That I sent you?
No, that Ryan sent me.
No, don't send anything to Jim.
Okay.
I don't want to get back to Ryan. I don't know if Ryan's contacting Jim, but I would tell June not to have any contact with Ryan. That he's dangerous.
Oh, she told me that they spoke. It was the only person that she knew. They spoke in the airport in Tallahassee after she testified. She was talking to Ryan.
Yeah. Well, Ryan's probably.
I said LOL. I didn't say anything beyond that, but.
Well, just tell her to be careful. I mean, he is completely evil. Stay away from him. But let me. What podcast is he going on?
Not a podcast. It's this girl named Judy. She's actually an attorney, and I actually have sent I sent one message to her like months ago because she was speaking about me and Roman, and so she stopped. Anytime I've said something, they stopped. They've respected it.
Right.
So, she's an attorney and she does this. It's called AA Legal Focus, and she does YouTube videos the entire time throughout the trial. She would do like nightly live videos, and I guess Ryan is doing a live video with her now.
Right now?
Yeah.
So it'll be online that people can go watch it other than taking an hour?
It's going to be on YouTube. Yeah.
So Ryan's doing a live interview right now?
Yeah, on YouTube with this girl, Judy, who's an attorney.
Okay.
Do you want me to send the link? I'll send the screenshot. I can send everything to Dan.
Yeah, send that to Dan, and then send the screenshot to Ryan.
I don't know any of Dan's information. I've never spoken to him.
No, it's not his cell phone.
All right, I have to find the YouTube clip because even though he won't be able to watch it live if it's already started, because I just got the text, he'll be able to go back online and watch it.
But yeah, okay. So let me talk to Dan first. If I'm really, if he's getting the time for this call. But yeah, that's amazing. That's actually amazing. Because he's going to be so surprised when he gets arrested. So surprised. Literally, the chat. There's nothing.
I'm gonna listen. As soon as we get off the phone, as soon as Roman's asleep, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, so she's doing an interview then.
Yeah. Good. New text is 7:09. He says Ryan is doing a live interview with AA Legal Focus right now. LOL.
Tell her to be very careful with Ryan. He,
I already told
she
her
knows.
in so many words. Yeah.
Yeah, so he has evil intentions. Like,
June does not have June, sorry. She's fine.
no, I'm just saying it's not June, it's Ryan.
I know, but I'm saying at this point with her communication with me, anything I say to her, she's not going to go.
Yeah. Okay. So let her know that. Be careful. I mean, dude, she had this guy, Ryan had this guy, Corey, pretend to be looking and interested in the house and lying to June that he was looking and getting a house. So he tried to fuck June to get back at me. So he had Corey call up June when she was doing realty and have her showing him a bunch of homes, pretending like he was about to buy one. And then it was like, oh, let's go get a glass of wine. Yeah, come over by the house, we'll have a glass of wine. And then he got her on her boat. And then he was like talking shit about me on the boat. And then June started crying. And then like that was the only time she hung out with him. But he got her because he was pretending to be interested in buying a house for his brother. He already had a house. It was a scam. Like, Ryan's a piece of shit.
He is.
Right.
Absolutely. No, I just.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same with how he's trying to like slide in your direction. Like he's a fucking snake. And you know what? The reason it's $500,000 is because that's what was owed to the company. So let me break it down. The $500,000 was owed to the company. Ryan told them they basically paid me $63,013 checks. Well, guess what? That's from his trust fund. Like that's where that money would be going. Instead, it went into Ryan's pocket. He gave the firm the 90% discount and pocketed the money. He stole from your kid. Basically, who he stole from. I really can't spend money in here. So when you think about who he stole from, you think it's real funny. He stole your kid's trust money from your kid's trust fund.
I don't think he's funny.
And now yeah, that's real funny, right? Because you know who that money would be going to? The person I'm talking to on the phone right now. So that's actually not really actually stole from you from the company. And I'd be laughing about it. Oh well, like he's going to learn what institutional fraud is, and it doesn't. But let him do what he's doing. God, it's good. Let him enjoy it.
No, I'm going to watch a couple of things. I'm going to listen to them.
Yeah.
And talk to Dan. I'll tell Dan that he has reached out to me personally twice now.
Yeah.
And that you know of a YouTube live interview that he's been doing. And I'm sure he could find it himself. The only thing he would need from me is like the personal screenshots, which doesn't really mean anything. But,
Yeah. I'll have to send that to him. Let me see if I can get him on the phone for 10 minutes. And it's A.A. Judy. Yeah, I fucking hate him.
I cannot, Charlie. I mean, honestly,
Yeah, trust me.
I don't hate anyone in my life.
I've never had someone try to ruin me who's pretended to be a friend. Basically, they say, like, I need to ruin me. Look at the people I've known for 40 years want nothing to do with me. That's what I told them. They believe Ryan.
I hate my cousin. I hate Mona. And I hate Ryan. Those are the two people I hate in my life right now. Like hate. Like have like pure hatred.
Yeah, but Ryan's still showing up to be your friend while he's fucking you over and stealing with it. Oh yeah. What is it? A.A. Judy lawyer?
No, A.A. So 2 capital A's, legal focus. And her
A.A.
name
Legal
is
Focus.
Judy. Yeah.
Oh, A.A. Legal Focus.
Yeah. It's a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And her name is Judy.
Okay. Let me see if I can reach Dan. And I'll tell you in a little while.
Yeah, I'll be up. I don't sleep.
You what?
But I said I don't sleep. But I do need to get Roman to bed. So let me get him off his phone. Yeah, you want to say goodnight again, or are you just going to call me?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay on the phone when I talk like this?
When I don't have it on speakerphone. Here, baby, can you say goodnight to Daddy again, okay? Let me turn the volume.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, Roro. I love you a lot, buddy. Be a good boy, okay? All right, I love you, Roro. I'll call you. Yeah?
I love hearing your voice.
Oh, Ro, I love hearing your voice, too. You made my day. You're like the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know that?
Well, you are the only thing that I love in my whole entire life.
And Mommy, too.
But I miss you more than Mommy.
Well, that's because you haven't seen me in a while, but I love you a lot, Roman. You know that, right?
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, buddy. I love you so much, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Good night, Roro. Love you guys.